Good evening, good evening, good evening. How are we all doing? Hang on. What's going on here? Let's make sure the audio is not even on my... What's going on, son? What is going on? Here we go. That's better. That is better. Man is back. Man is back again. It is Arsenal taking on Aston Villa tomorrow, of course. So, guys, of course, as you can see, man has spent some budget. We have got a desk, we have got a decent camera, and we have also got a microphone. Loving life. And of course, like I said, Arsenal do take on Aston Villa tomorrow. And it's going to be a tough game. Tough game. But of course, before we get into that, I've got a few things that I want to cover because, mate, these Wallads, yeah, the FA, the Football Association. Now, as you guys will all know, last week, or should I say at the weekend, Arsenal took on Wolves. We lost 2-1, and David Luiz got sent off, and so did Bernd Leno. And Bernd Leno was fully deserved. You can't argue with Bernd Leno sending off, that is for sure. But David Luiz is one. Now, there's been a hell of a lot of uproar about it all. And I'm not surprised either. Not surprised. Does anybody actually think that was a sending off? Anybody at all? Because, look, as the rule book states, if you make that sort of challenge nowadays and you're the last man, it is technically a sending off, you know? But when you look at the olden days, you know, I think about it like this. I look at it like this. Players like Martin Keown, Jaap Stam, Patrick Vieira, Roy Keane, all these players that used to go flying into tackles. And football for me has gone completely and utterly soft, because if that's a sending off, can you imagine if these 4 players that I've just named played in this day and age? It'd be mad. They'd be getting sent off every single game. Every single game. Now, of course, David Luiz did get sent off. I personally feel like it was a penalty. I'm not sure about a sending off, though. I'm 100% not sure about that, right? And then later on in the evening, Manchester United took on Southampton, and a similar thing happened once again. Bednarak this time on Anthony Martial, and the only difference being is Bednarak actually tried to make a little bit of a move towards the ball, and then he realised he wasn't getting there, so he pulled out. And of course, he got sent off as well. Mike Dean actually went to look at the video system on the sidelines to see if it was a sending off or not, and he still sent him off, which makes no sense to me at all, because there was absolutely no contact at all, and if there was, it was very bare minimal. And even Ole Gunnar Solskjaer come out in his press conference and said he shouldn't have been sent off. Even Anthony Martial himself said that was never a sending off. And I look at the two, right? David Luiz's. Look at that. Look at that. He's not even made an attempt to try and take the guy down. It is purely accidental. Purely accidental. And all that's happened there is his studs have caught his knee, and the guy's gone tumbling down like he's been shot. Now, for me, that striker, William Jose, he should be banned. Because how you can go tumbling down from that, I have no idea. And then this is the Manchester United one. And you look at both of them, and Can somebody please explain to me, anybody at all, please explain to me, what is the difference between these two challenges? Because I don't see any. I really don't. Now, of course, like I said, they both got sent off. Yeah. Both this Wallad here and this Wallad here were the referees during the game. Obviously, Craig Pawson for Arsenal, Mike Dean for the Manchester United game. And of course, as we all knew, both Southampton and Arsenal were going to appeal the red cards. Now, this is where the problem lies. No consistency in decisions made by the people who run VAR, the people at the very top of the game, the Football Association, right? Because Southampton's appeal was successful, but Arsenal's appeal was rejected. Please, somebody, anybody at all, explain to me how, if Southampton's appeal was accepted, why was David Luiz's one not? Because it makes zero sense. Yeah, not that I missed the guy, because I personally feel like he's an accident waiting to happen. I feel like we'd probably be better off without him in the team anyway. But that's not the point. The point is where's the consistency in all of this? You know? I said myself personally that I blame David Luiz for the whole thing anyway. Because if he hadn't have been caught out of position, then that situation would never arise in the first place. Right? And Southampton were having an absolute shocker of a game. And Manchester United were battering them anyway. Right? But I just feel like, in a way, there's corruption. Not so much in Arsenal's favour, because it weighs itself out, like, over the season. Yeah? So we'll get decisions that won't go our way, but then we'll get decisions that will go our way. Same for every other team in the league. But to look at both of them challenges and then to accept one appeal but not the other is a complete farce and a joke. I don't know what you guys think of it. I'm going to get into some of your comments now before we move on. Of course, we've got Joe in the building who says, yo, how are you doing? We've got, I don't want to pronounce your name because I don't want to absolutely butcher it, mate, but big up to yourself. Big up yourself. Of course, we've got Red Lucifer in the chat. How you doing, mate? Joe again says, wow, new background, new camera, new microphone, a desk. All I need now is a decent background and a fucking haircut. And that's about it. And we'll be sweet as a nut. Joe also says, now is currently 5 a.m. in Malaysia. Man, you lot are mad. You lot are absolutely mad. I would not be getting up at that time, that is for sure. Nicholas Pepe SZN, Fraud Teta out. Big up yourself, my guy. I feel like Jack Grealish will body Bellerin again, but harder. Oh, mate. We're going to get into this in a little while, of course, so make sure you stick around. But yeah, I am worried. I'm worried about Jack Grealish tomorrow versus Hector Bellerin as well. We've got Gunner Q in the house. How you doing, Gunner Q? Who also says, we got fucking Chris tomorrow, the guy who sent ESR. Chris tomorrow, the guy who sent ESR. I'm not sure what you're talking about there, mate. You'll just have to elaborate a little bit more on that because I'm not sure. And Red says, I think it was Holding's fault for the penalty, not Luiz. Well, looking back at it, David Luiz actually went out to try and mark a player who was already been picked up by Thomas Partey. And I'm just thinking, mate, you're a 33-year-old, one of the most experienced players in this Arsenal side, and you're leaving your position like that. when Wolves had the ball. You know, it's not like Wolves won possession back sort of thing. They had the ball anyway. So what's he doing? I don't get it. Makes no sense. Joe says, is Runnison will be goalkeeper tomorrow? No, I'm hearing not. I'm hearing that Matt Ryan is back in full training, and hopefully he'll be starting tomorrow, because I'll tell you what, if we play chocolate fingers in goal, we're in big trouble. Big trouble. Matthew, how you doing, my brother? The Man U game was a dive. David was in the letter of the law, so it was easy for the Man U game to get overturned. Then the David Luiz red card. Fair enough. I'm hearing your point. That's fair enough. Gunnar Q says, Chris, the referee who sent ESR off in the FA Cup. Oh, epic. Chris Kavanagh. Yes. Even better. We might see some more corruption tomorrow, then, ladies and gents. So, yeah, there you go. We've touched on the whole red card situation. I personally feel like the rules are absolute bullshit. You know, like I was saying, football's gone soft. Football has gone completely and utterly soft. And they need to sort these rules out. They need to sort the people out who are in charge at the top, to be honest with you, because this can't continue. It can't continue. You can't be getting players sent off for that sort of shit, especially when you think about, for example, the Arsenal-Manchester United game. Bruno Fernandes put his studs right down the back of Granit Xhaka's Achilles. Didn't even get a card for it. Sadio Mane threw an elbow into Kieran Tierney's face. Didn't even get a card for it, you know. But yet, David Luiz has literally brushed a player. And I mean brushed a player. I mean, like, it's like me poking you with my little finger. And the guy's gone tumbling down like, you know, like he's dying. And, how they can see that as a sending off, but the rest of it, I don't get it. And that's just examples of Arsenal. You know, there's other examples of other teams as well. It's not just Arsenal. There are other teams, and the rules need to get sorted out. That is for sure. But of course, we're not here to complain too much about the FA, as much as I think they are a bunch of wankers. We are here to preview, of course, the Arsenal-Aston Villa game. Arsenal taking on Aston Villa at Villa Park tomorrow. Lunchtime kickoff in the UK. Obviously, it will be a bit earlier for you guys who are over in different countries, or later. But of course, let's get into it. We all remember the last time we played Aston Villa. I'm sure I don't need to remind you all. Aston Villa looking like a completely and utterly different opposition this season. If you remember rightly, last season, they literally scraped relegation by the skin of their teeth. Like, I mean, what actually stopped them from getting relegated was the fact that goal line technology didn't work for them. Otherwise, they probably wouldn't even be in the Premier League. But I'll tell you what, for a team that you look at on paper and you think they've probably got, on paper, you know, 3 or 4 players that you would say, yeah, you know, name-wise, yeah, they should be playing for a top side. They've been exceptional this season. They've done really, really well. And of course, like I said, we will remember the first game that we played against them this season at the Emirates. Got absolutely slapped. Absolutely slapped. It was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. What can I say? Ollie Watkins bagged the double that day. I can't remember who got the other goal. If you guys know who got the other goal, let me know in the comments section, because I can't think off the top of my head. But like I say, we got absolutely turned over that day. And since then, we went on a really bad run of form up until Christmas. Obviously, we've been on a decent run of form as of late. You know, out of our past 8 games, we have won 6. No, out of our past 9 games, we've won 6, drew 2, lost 1. Whereas as Aston Villa's form, if you look at their last 5 games, so before the after the FA Cup defeat against Liverpool, they've only won 2. They lost 3, but they have played tough teams, and both teams are coming off the back of a loss. Arsenal, of course, losing to Wolves, and Aston Villa with the surprise defeat to West Ham. Although I say surprise, but West Ham are doing very, very well this season. There's no question about that. Jesse Lingard with 2 goals. You know, who would have ever thought of that after the guy's been out for so long? But, of course, we can't really look at what West Ham are doing. We can't really look at what West Ham have done against Aston Villa as such, because we're a different team to West Ham. We recently have started playing a bit more attacking football. I think we're going to be having some big misses in this game. There's no question about that. I've got a few stats to show you as well. I've just been looking at the matchups between a few players, and I've got some stats to show you guys. And let me know, of course, in the comments which one you would go with if we was doing a combined 11, which we might well do in a little while. Let's go through some of your comments again. Trent or Saka? Saka all day long for me, mate. Saka can play multiple positions. He's been excellent this season. Trent Alexander-Arnold he's been a little bit ropey, you know. He's good going forward, but the guy's very questionable defensively. That is for sure. He's talking. Oh, I see. Trent Alexander-Arnold on Saka was horrendous. I can't remember that one, Red. I can't remember that one. My mind's gone a little bit blank, but fair enough. Joe says football is soft nowadays. The only ref that I hate is Martin Atkinson. If you still remember the FA Cup final between Chelsea and Arsenal, that guy who sent off Kovacic, but Kovacic did not step on Granit Xhaka's foot. Exactly. This is what I'm talking about. You know, the guy got sent off, and if we're being real Arsenal fans, you know, I was loving it because it's Kovacic and it's Chelsea and we won the FA Cup, but he shouldn't have really been sent off. But then you could argue that earlier on in the game, when Azpilicueta brought down, I think it was Aubameyang, that he probably should have been sent off, especially if that David Luiz one the other day was a sending off. So it kind of evens itself out, I suppose. Big up, Connor. How you doing? Have you heard about... Who's that? Sugan? I have no idea. Connor, but big up yourself. Gunnar Q says, got a feeling Partey will pocket Grealish. Now, this is the thing. In that first game, we was obviously missing Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey was not part of the midfield in that first game. I think he's going to be the key tomorrow. He's going to be the key to stopping Jack Grealish and being a part of that to stop Jack Grealish. Depending on where Jack Grealish starts, they might well start him on the left wing because they know that he's got the better of Hector Bellerin. But big up yourself, my man. Red Lucifer says, is KT available for this game? It doesn't look like it, mate. It doesn't look like he's going to be fit. But I'm fairly happy with the job that Cedric's doing at left back. I didn't think he was great against Wolves, but I didn't think he was that poor either. There was a couple of times where Adama Traore went bursting past him. But aside from that, he was pretty comfortable. And I just hope that tomorrow he can get forward, chuck a few balls in the box, because that is what he is good at. He's good at crossing, although it is a little bit ropey from the left-hand side because he's obviously cutting in on his right and he can't quite get the... How do you say it? He doesn't quite get... He gets too much on his crosses, basically, when he's crossing in from the left-hand side, but hopefully he'll improve on that. Gunnar Q says this match is going to be different. Then we played 3-4-4. Now we're playing 4-2-3-1. That is true. That is true. Saka is an OG. Saka is brilliant. Watkins brace and a Saka own goal. Yes, that's right. Saka own goal. I remember now. Watkins 2, Saka own goal. I still remember. Matthew says Santa Claus Arsenal tomorrow. What, giving out gifts? I hope not. I really do hope not. Joe says if Arsenal lose tomorrow, they'll be 12th place or 13th. If we lose tomorrow, mate, we're in big trouble because we've got Leeds, then we've got Benfica, then we've got Man City, and then we've got Benfica again. And if we start going on a poor run of form like we did at the beginning of the season, I really do worry about us finishing in the top 10, let alone top 4, which I don't think's on the cards anymore anyway. The best we can hope for is probably about 6th, I reckon. But apart from that, nah, it's not happening. Aspie should have been sent off in that game. I agree. That is a fake guy. Keddy Man says Thomas Partey is going to be hands full with Louise and McGinn. Yeah, guys, listen. How do you rate Douglas Luiz? I'm looking at it like this, right? I feel like we need a partner for Thomas Partey next season. Now, as well as Granit Xhaka has done since Thomas Partey has been his midfield partner, I still don't think this guy is the answer. I still don't think he's good enough. I've been calling for Bissouma from Brighton, but Douglas Luiz, would you take Douglas Luiz at Arsenal and stick him next to Partey? Because I don't know. I'm not sure. Like I say, I've got a few stats to show you guys in a minute anyway, on the matchups, and we'll see. KT still got a calf or lower leg injury. That's right, Matt. That's right. And Christian says, loving the new setup, mate. Big up yourself, Christian. Thank you very much. New camera. Like I say, new mic, desk. Man's been spending some money. All I need now is a decent trim and haircut, and we'll be good to go. And of course, a decent background as well. That'd be even better. But there we go. So, guys, stats. Now, I did this one, right? So, obviously, we've gone for a player from Aston Villa versus a player from Arsenal in their positions. And we're taking a look at the stats. Let's see what they've done this season. And we'll come to a conclusion on which one we think is better. Now, I did this. I made these overlays before the game against Wolves. So there's one here that you'll probably be going, oh, well, he's not even playing, so it doesn't really matter. And that is, of course, Krusty the Clown. I was not expecting Bernd Leno to turn into Krusty the Clown. That is for sure. But he did. And, of course, we won't be seeing that matchup now. But as you all know, Emi Martinez was, until the summer, an Arsenal goalkeeper. He was at Arsenal for 10 plus years. He finally got a run of games. Was it last season when we won the FA Cup? He was exceptional in that. And in the summer, we decided to sell him. And obviously, he went to Aston Villa. I still, even now, feel like maybe we made the wrong choice. Because I just feel like, as an overall goalkeeper, I still feel like Martinez is just that little bit better than Bernd Leno. Although Bernd Leno has improved in certain aspects of his game, getting sent off against Wolves is not an improvement, of course. But I just feel like the guy was probably auditioning for the German women's volleyball team. We have got the Olympics coming up this year, of course, if the corona stays away. But I don't know what was going through his head with that, but we ain't going to get into it too much. But of course, I've done a stat comparison between Emi Martinez and Bernd Leno this season. And it's interesting. It is interesting to see how close they are as goalkeepers. I mean, take a look at this. Martinez has played 20 games. He's kept 10 clean sheets. He's made 72 saves in total. Conceded 24 goals. 147 accurate balls. Long balls, that is. And then, of course, we play out of the back. It's part of our sort of system. And Aston Villa have a similar sort of way at certain points of the game as well. And he's made 615 passes. Bernd Leno has played 22 games, so 2 games more. He's kept 8 clean sheets, 2 clean sheets less than Martinez. He's made 54 saves. So all this about Leno being really good, like shot stopping wise, he's actually had to make less saves than Emi Martinez. And yes, he has conceded 2 less goals. He's conceded 22. But when you look at it like that and you think, Martinez has actually had to make 20 more saves than Bernd Leno, it's quite, revealing in a way. Accurate long balls, 64. Now, when I did the comparison between Bernd Leno and David De Gea, I actually thought 64 accurate long balls was actually pretty good. But then when you look at Emi Martinez, 147, that is a madness, an absolute madness. It just goes to show how good this guy's distribution is compared to Bernd Leno. And that is one area of Bernd Leno's game where he is not that great and he definitely needs to improve on. And then passes, I always knew that Bernd Leno's passes were always going to be more than Emi Martinez purely because of the style of play that we play. But it is very, very interesting, them stats there. And guys, let me know in the comment section, whether you're an Arsenal fan or not, which goalkeeper is better. And what points me even more is we had 2 very good goalkeepers. 2. Not many teams have 2 very good goalkeepers, to the point where if Bernd Leno was number 1, for example, and we had to bring in our second choice goalkeeper, I wouldn't be fazed at the fact that Emi Martinez was going to be playing, and vice versa. The only other team that I can really think of that's got 2 very good goalkeepers is probably Manchester United. They've got in fact, they've got 3. They've got David De Gea, they've got Henderson, and they've got Romero as well, or Romeo. And it's just disappointing that we had to sell him in order to get a bit of budget so we could bring some more players in. But guys, let me know, comment section right now, who's better, Emi Martinez or Bernd Leno? And this is always going to be a talking point throughout the season. And especially if Aston Villa end up finishing above us. Now, I watched the Aston Villa versus West Ham game, and Emi Martinez, for me, made two poor mistakes that gifted West Ham 2 goals. I feel like he should have done better with the both of Jesse Lingard's goals. But again, guys, let me know. Do you think he should have done better with that? And then, of course, Bernd Leno turned into Krusty the Clown. We all know that. But there you go. We're going to move on to this one, and I'll do some of your comments. Tyrone Mings versus Rob Holding. Now, they've each played 19 games this season. Tyrone Mings has made 11 tackles. Rob Holding has made 22. Nearly, it is double to what Tyrone Mings has made. Tyrone Mings' tackle success rate is at 64% compared to Holding's 50%. Interceptions, Tyrone Mings, 21. Rob Holding, 17. Clearances, very, very tight between the two, just one separating them. Rob Holding with 85 and Tyrone Mings with 84. And then duels won and duels lost. 75 for Rob Holding, but 68 lost. 79 for Tyrone Mings and only 44 lost. So based on them stats, again, guys, let me know. Comment section right now. Out of the two, who is the better centre-back? I personally feel like Rob Holding has had a pretty good season, you know. I don't think he's been too bad since he's signed his new deal, especially. And arguably right now, he should be a mainstay in the Arsenal team. I think long term, I don't think he's good enough. I do feel like we need a lot better than him. But Tyrone Mings, would you take him at Arsenal? Like I say, the stats, you know, sort of shows that maybe Tyrone Mings has been that little bit better than Rob Holding this season, but there's not an awful lot between the two. And which one is the better centre-back of the two overall, do you think? I'm going to get into a few of your comments on the Martinez, Bernd Leno and the Mings Holding one, and then we'll move on, of course. Oh. Do. Where are we? Joe says, must-win game for Arsenal tomorrow. It sure is, mate. It sure is. Come on, you Gooners, 11 wraps. Big up yourself. I'm all good, mate. I'm good. As you can see, I've got a new setup. It's looking good. It's looking good. I have been promising you guys that I would get a new camera, a new mic, this, that, and the other. But man's been skint. Very skint. So we've had to wait until now. But it is moving on up. It is moving on up. Joe says Martinez all day long. Okay. Red also agrees Martinez as well. That is interesting. Very interesting. We got Blagden 123 in the chat as well. Leno is overrated. He's an insane keeper, but people say he's best. But people say he's best in the league. He's not best in the league. There's no way he's best in the league. He's not better than Alisson. He's not better than Edison. He's probably not even better than Martinez, you know. I don't know. It's tough between the two, definitely. Martinez dropped a 0 out of 10 versus West Ham. Yeah, he did. Which shocked me a little bit. It certainly shocked me. Red says Tyrone Mings. Okay. Joe says Mings is way better than Holding. Red Lucifer, oh my God, why? Stephen's in the house. How we doing, Stephen? Hi, mate. Like the new setup, moving up in the world. Of course, I just need, like I said to the guys, I need a haircut. That's about it now. Just need a haircut and Arsenal to win. That would be nice as well. Bargav is in the chat. How we doing, my man? Big up. Hopefully, best case scenario, we have a stroll in the park. Maitland-Niles scores a winner against Tottenham, and we can tell Tottenham to go chat with Palace and Southampton. That would be really nice. I mean, what are you? That's another one as well. A little bit off topic, but what have you guys made of Jose Mourinho? Because I'm not going to lie to you lot. I was a big advocate for Jose Mourinho coming to Arsenal. Yeah, when Unai Emery got sacked, Jose Mourinho was actually my second choice. I wanted Allegri. Allegri was my first choice, but closely behind him was Jose Mourinho. And now look at Tottenham and what he's doing there. It's been piss poor for him. It's been really, really bad. Can he turn it around? Because it looks to me like he's lost the dressing room. I don't know. Maybe I made a mistake in thinking that Jose Mourinho could come into Arsenal and change things around. I mean, he's a serial winner, but mate, it's brilliant to see what's going on at Tottenham at the moment. Maybe Jose Mourinho, a bit like Willian and David Luiz, is a Chelsea agent. Maybe he's just gone to Tottenham to fuck them up, you know, which is even better. Even better. But big up yourself, Bargav. Joe says, oh, okay, no. Right. They're having a conversation between themselves. Lovely. Jack Merry, definitely 100% Martinez is the better goalkeeper. Big up yourself, Jack. Thank you for joining the chat, my man. Bargav says, what's missing with Leno? Distribution. That is what is missing. I think that he's improved slightly in his game, in the sense that he commands his box a little bit better than what he did last season. I think that was really what was letting him down. He's a very good shot stopper. There's no question about that. You know, he's pulled off some very, very good saves this season. But last season, what was letting him down was the fact that he don't command his box very well. His distribution's not that great. I feel like he's commanding his box a little bit better this season, but his distribution's still not that great, you know, and that's what lets him down, certainly. He still doesn't look that comfortable playing out from the back either. He looks better than what he did, but still not that comfortable. And I feel like Emi Martinez is probably better than him at that. Well, the stats show that he is, you know, but there you go. But yeah, big up yourself, Bargav. Again, mate. Red Lucifer says, they're having a conversation between themselves. That's it, guys. Just keep having conversations between yourself. This is good. You know, I want to build a community. I want to build basically a YouTube family, you know, where you guys all have little conversations between yourselves and stuff and get to know one another while enjoying the content, of course. But big up everybody who's watching, and make sure you smash a like, and if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe as well. New setup, we've got plenty of content to be bringing you, of course. Jack says, just the fact we are comparing our Arsenal with Villa is just mind-blowing. No disrespect to Aston Villa. Yeah, I agree. You know, I agree. We're a big club. We should not be in this position in the first place. Matthew says Jose, main man, is injured and he needs Kane. Yeah, again, I would agree with you. But Tottenham have become too reliant on Harry Kane. They know that he gets a big injury or a injury every season, at least once a season, and they still haven't addressed that issue. I don't know. I feel like Jose Mourinho as well. When things are not going right for him, he tends to just turn into an arsehole, really. You know, he starts calling everybody out. I don't know. I think that might cause mutiny in the dressing room. But there you go. Red says Jose is toxic. We all know. Yeah, he is toxic. That's right. No manager can win Spurs a trophy. Not even Guardiola or Klopp. I don't know. It's interesting. It's very interesting. Bargav says, I wanted Mourinho also. I think his pieces at Tottenham don't fit his philosophy. Aubameyang is better for Mourinho. Interesting. And Stephen says, guys, listen, if you have not subscribed to Stephen S. Featley TV, make sure you do. He's another Arsenal fan, brings out some great content, and he also has a liver awareness show as well. Very insightful, very nice guy as well. So make sure you go over there and subscribe to his channel if you haven't already. But Stephen says Jose is doing what Jose always does: press the self-destruct button, and it's going off like a nuclear bomb, and I'm loving it. Back with the popcorn and watch. That's why Arsenal shouldn't have gone with him. Fair play. Joe says Spurs is a one-man team. Kane injured, everything changes immediately. Dardanian says Jose's tactics are built on Son and Kane. Wanted him to be honest. There you go. I'm not the only one. Yo, Stephen, how are you, man? I just subbed to you. Big up, Joe. And everybody else, make sure you go over there and do that, of course. Now, moving on to the next comparison. And it's probably a bit of an unfair comparison, to be fair. You know, when you look at how many games each player's played. But, of course, we was looking at the matchups and we had to look at these two. And that is Douglas Luiz and Thomas Partey. Now, Douglas Luiz has played 19 games. He's made 2 assists. He's made 21 tackles with a 33% tackle success rate, 26 interceptions, 26 clearances, 91 duels won, but 90 duels lost. Whereas Thomas Partey has only played 10 games, so he's played 9 games less. He's created 1 assist, made 18 tackles, and his tackle success rate is higher than Douglas Luiz's. 7 interceptions, 7 clearances, 51 duels won, and only 35 lost. It's probably a little bit of a dumb question, but out of the two, which one is better? Thomas Partey or Douglas Luiz? And again, I'm going to ask the question to you guys. Would you take Douglas Luiz at Arsenal and play him next to Thomas Partey? Because I've been saying about Basuma, but I'm also thinking Douglas Luiz could possibly be an option as well. Maybe a cheaper option than Basuma. Let me know in the comments, guys. We'll move on to the next one. Again, it's probably an unfair comparison. We know who wins this one, hands down. And look, Arsenal Football Club, if anybody is watching this right now who is involved at Arsenal Football Club, you make sure you go out and get this guy in the summer. He's the first choice target for everybody. Yeah, all Arsenal fans want this guy. And I feel we can do it, providing we put the money down. Do I think we'll put the money down? No. But I want to see it. I want to see Arsenal go and do something extraordinary in this summer transfer window. It has to be done. Like I say, it's an unfair comparison, really. But I wanted to take a look at it. The two guys who wear their socks down to their ankles, the two guys who are the creative spark in each individual team. And we've gone with Grealish versus Smith Rowe. Now, like I say, it's an unfair comparison, but it's still good to look at, 20 games for Jack Grealish, 6 goals and 10 assists. Now, that is a return and a half for a player who's playing at Aston Villa. Aston Villa. Imagine if he was playing for one of the big teams, how many more goals and assists he would be getting. It's mad. It is mad. Big chances created for Jack Grealish, 14. And 4 big chances missed, which isn't too bad. Jules won 194. Jules lost 125. Interesting, that one. 8 games for Emil Smith Rowe. No goals as of yet, but he's made 3 assists and he's made a massive difference in this Arsenal team. We all know that. Big chances created, 1. Big chances missed, 1. 23 Jules won, 24 lost. So, like I say, it's a slightly, well, I say slightly, it is an unfair comparison. But honestly, Arsenal, we've got to go and get Jack Grealish. Go and get Jack Grealish. Big up everybody who's watching. I've just seen a few more people jump in. Make sure you smash a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Jack Grealish versus Emil Smith Rowe is going to be an interesting matchup tomorrow. Emil Smith Rowe, for me, he works very, very hard, but his technical ability is not quite on the level of Jack Grealish or even an Odegaard, And I'll tell you a little bit now because I don't want to spoil it too much when I come to the starting 11, but I'll probably leave Emil Smith Rowe out of this game. I'd probably start with Emil Smith Rowe on the bench, and I'll explain why in a little while. In a little while. And then the last comparison that I've done, another interesting one: Ollie Watkins versus Lacazette. 20 games played for Watkins, 9 goals scored and 2 assists, 3 big chances created, 11 big chances missed. 59 shots, 26 shots on target, and 44% shot accuracy. Lacazette has played 19 games. He scored 8 goals, created 2 assists. He's created 1 big chance, and he's missed 8 big chances. He's only had 29 shots. Now, that shocked me. When you compare the two, and to think that Lacazette is playing for Arsenal Football Club, one of the biggest football clubs in the world, and Ollie Watkins is playing for Aston Villa, and he's just come up to Aston Villa from the Championship as well. For Ollie Watkins to be having 30 more shots than Alexander Lacazette, it just shocks me. It really does. Although, when you compare shots on target, they're not far between each other. I mean, a lot of people moan about Lacazette missing chances, but when you look at how many shots on target he's had compared to how many shots he's had, he's only had 8. But at the same time, you can go back and you can look at the chances that he has missed, and you would be saying, for a £50 million player, Alexander Lacazette, of his quality as well, should be putting them away. And then his shot accuracy as well. 72% shot accuracy. Interesting one, that one. And guys, I'm going to ask you again. The Jack Grealish one versus Smith Rowe, there's no point in me asking you because, of course, everybody's going to go for Jack Grealish. Even myself will go for Jack Grealish. Ollie Watkins or Alexander Lacazette, which one is better? Who's the better striker? And when I say striker, I mean all round. Not just scoring goals, but an all-round player. Who's better, Ollie Watkins or Alexander Lacazette? You've just seen the stats. Let's get into your comments. Let's have a look at what you guys are saying. We go with Where are we? Stephen says, what else do we expect from Spurs? That's true. Red Lucifer says Party. We knew all that was coming. You know, Party is levels above Douglas Luiz. Come on, you gooners. 11 Rap says, I'm loving the setup, Brandon. Good. I'm glad you're all loving the setup. That is brilliant. Like I say, all I need is a haircut. And probably a decent background would be nice. You know, we've got the coats hanging off the back of the door. Luckily, you know, you won't see my missus walking in and out. Thank God. Because she's gone for a bath. So I've told her she's not to walk in while I'm on video. And I'm pretty sure she don't want to be caught on camera either. But there you go. Dardanian says better than any of our current midfielders. So yes. So yeah, he agrees with me that he would take Douglas Luiz at Arsenal. Fair play. But I'm going to ask you this question, Dardanian. Let me know. If you had the choice between Douglas Luiz or Bissouma, which one would you bring in? Joe says Spurs are in the League Cup final. This is the only chance for Jose to win something for Spurs. And I can't see him doing it, to be honest with you. They've got Man City. I just feel like Man City are levels above Spurs at the moment. They're on an absolute major run of form at the moment. And Spurs are sort of down in the dumps. I can't see Spurs winning it, although they do seem to have the better of Manchester City in recent seasons in the games that they've played against each other. So that'll be an interesting watch. And we just have to hope that they don't do it. Like, seriously. We won't hear the end of it. I would definitely take Douglas. Besides Party, we don't have a better midfielder. Big up yourself, Jack. Big up, Will. How you doing, my friend? Nice to see you in the comments. Dardanian says, yeah, but they'll bottle it. Hopefully, yes. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Come on, you gooners. 11 Rap says, if we can apply the money requested by Villa, they will hand them over. Just splash the cash and you'll get what you want. 100%. I think we all agree that Jack Grealish is going to cost between 80 and 100 million. That is for sure. And Arsenal need to go and do it. We need to do it. Red Lucifer says Grealish, no doubt at all. But like you said, it's an unfair comparison. Yep. ESR has been poor recently, but probably because he's young and had back-to-back games. That's fair. Red Lucifer also says Ollie Watkins is better than Alexander Lacazette. Interesting. Okay. It's a very hard one to call. I can't decide between Watkins and Lacazette. And Joe, of course, has gone with Watkins. I think Joe's gone with every player who's not Arsenal. You can tell that he doesn't support Arsenal. Will says Lacazette is the better footballer, but would rather have Watkins up front. That's fair. And Dardanian has come back with the answer to my question, and he said, to be honest, it's going to be Bissouma. And do you know what? I agree with you, mate. I really do agree with you. I feel like if Arsenal can go and get Bissouma this summer and Jack Grealish, mate, that would be awesome. But I don't feel like it's going to happen personally. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Everybody's hoping for a big summer, but we'll have to wait and see. Right, guys. Of course, we are coming up for an hour now. So we're going to get into my predicted starting 11 for tomorrow's game. Or should we do the starting 11 that I want? In fact, we're going to do the starting 11 that I want. Because I don't trust this manager at times. I feel like he can do a madness and just pick somebody who you think, why? But I'm going to go with Matt Ryan in goal. I'm hearing that he is back. He's been back in full training. Look, we take Matt Ryan over Runnison all day fucking long. I mean, that guy, Runnison, is nowhere near good enough. He's not even good enough to play in the Premier League, I don't think, let alone Arsenal. It's like, it baffles me why we signed him in the first place. What a mistake that was, you know. And luckily, it was only a £1.5 million mistake. But even so, it was a massive mistake. And we realised that, and we brought this guy in from Brighton. He's got plenty of Premier League experience. He's not actually a bad goalkeeper. He's pretty good at playing out from the back as well. Not a bad shot stopper. I remember him making a couple of mad saves when we played Brighton last season as well. And yeah, it's got to be him over Runnison all day long. I mean, I think what sums it up for me, for Runnison at Arsenal, is the other day against Wolves, we had a free kick in the last minute of the game. And Runnison was looking at Arteta as if to say, what do you want me to do? And Arteta screaming at him like, fucking chuck you in the box, man. You know? It's the last kick of the game. And you're looking over at me as if to say, what should I do? Like, seriously, you're a Premier League footballer now, man. Jesus Christ. So yeah, it has to be Matt Ryan for me. Now, this is where it becomes difficult, because I know that Kieran Tierney is not going to be available. And that puts us in an awkward position, because I feel like if we play Hector Bellerin tomorrow, we're in trouble from the get-go, because Jack Grealish has the beating of Hector Bellerin. We all see it in the first game that we played against Villa. He absolutely threw him around like a ragdoll. And if we play Bellerin at right back, somebody has got to be there to help cover. Because if we leave this guy alone with Jack Grealish, we're in big trouble. We're in big trouble. But I don't think there's anybody else that you can really go with. And I don't think there's anybody else that Mikel Arteta is going to go with. So we're going to have to go with the fashion model at right back. I don't like it. I feel like he needs to go in the summer, 100%, and we need to replace him. But whether we will or not, I mean, this manager seems to like him for some reason. I know they had a close relationship when they was playing together in the Arsenal team. But even still, you shouldn't have favourites, you know. At the end of the day, the guy's not been good enough this season. Although in recent games, he ain't been too bad, you know. But even so, he's still dog shit. He's still not good enough. Simple as. Centre-back pairing. I'm going to go with Rob Holding. Like I said, I think he's not been too bad since he signed his new contract. He just needs to carry on, you know. And I feel like, you know, he kind of stabilises our defence a little bit, you know. You don't ever really see him make some really bad mistakes. Although, again, he needs to have a good game tomorrow, because I vaguely remember the first game against Villa. He was like, I don't know what he was doing. He was doing some sort of samba dance with Jack Grealish at one point. And I don't want to see any of that tomorrow. None of that tomorrow. Fight, passion, the whole lot is what I want to see. No samba dancing, you know. Save that for after football. We don't need any of that tomorrow. Next to him, I'm going to go with Gabriel. Now, of course, the guy has been out, or had been out for a long while. Firstly, due to injury. Then, of course, he contracted coronavirus. He come back. He played the game against Southampton, I think it was. And he wasn't great. He looked miles off the pace, but he came on against Wolves. Of course, when David Luiz got sent off, and he helped keep the score respectable. Although I don't feel like we was really threatened by Wolves anyway. They didn't look like they was really going to go on a score. I can't remember any major chances that they had, you know. But we need to start integrating Gabriel back into the side, because there's no question that when he was fully fit and he was playing week in, week out, he was easily our best defender. I mean, the only other person that can play other than Gabriel is Pablo Mari. I don't know how he is in his fitness and that, but it would be a toss-up. Well, it had to be a toss-up between the two. I feel like both of them have been pretty decent this season. You know, Pablo Mari came in for a short period, and every game that he played, we won. You know, and he was part of the defence that helped us to come out of the horrible losing run that we was on. So either one of them guys, you know, doesn't make no difference to me. Of course, left back, we haven't got anybody else because we decided not to bother replacing Ainsley Maitland-Niles in the transfer window. And Kieran Tierney is out, so it's going to have to be Cedric. I feel like he's done all right since he's been at left back. He's nowhere near as good as what he is at right back. And he's kind of trying to adjust to the fact that he's playing on the other side. I think defensively he's not done too bad. Going forward, he's been poor. His crossing, especially, you know, and he's very renowned for putting good crosses in the box. But I just don't think that the adjustment of playing balls in on either your left foot or cutting in and playing them in on your right, I don't think he's quite made that adjustment just yet. And a lot of his crosses have been overhit recently. But like I say, we haven't got anybody else. We're going to have to go with Cedric, and hopefully he'll have a good game tomorrow as well. And then in the midfield, again, we are very short on options in quality, and we're going to have to go with, of course, Thomas Partey. I thought in that first half against Wolves, he was absolutely exceptional. He showed the difference in quality between everybody else that we've got. Some of his passes were exceptional. You know, winning back the ball as well. His defensive sort of aspect of his game as well is very, very good. And he is top quality. And he's going to have to do a massive job tomorrow in keeping Jack Grealish quiet. Because if he doesn't, we again are going to be in big trouble. And for me, Thomas Partey is a key to this game as to whether we can win it or not, you know. And hopefully he doesn't have to do too much defensive work because the guy can go forward as well. There's no question about that. Moving on to his midfield partner, I'm going to have to go with Granit Xhaka. And if we're being real, there isn't anybody else. El Nenny's not good enough. There isn't really anybody else. Danny Ceballos has been crap since he's joined, really. He's had one or two good games, but apart from that, it's not been that great. And Granit Xhaka, I feel, since Thomas Partey has been his partner, he's been pretty good. He's not been bad. And it just needs to continue on with that, you know. The one thing that I do worry about Granit Xhaka is he does have a red card in him. He does have a mistake in him. And he's very slow and lethargic on the ball at times because he's so left-footed. But then he can also spray one or two 30-yard passes. So, again, he's not the answer. I want to see him sold in the summer. But for now, he's the only option we've got to go next to Thomas Partey. That is for sure. Now, this is where I'm going to change it up ever so slightly. Number 10 role, I'm going to go with Martin Odegaard. Now, we've got this guy for a short period of time. I don't see us keeping hold of him afterwards either. I do feel like it's just going to be a short loan period. Now, this guy has got undoubted ability. I think at one point, people were comparing him to being the new Messi, especially when he was like a young age, like the creative Messi type player. So he has ability. He had a very good loan spell with Real Sociedad. He went back to Real Madrid and he hasn't really managed to break into the team. So, of course, he's decided to come to Arsenal and try and help us out. Now, I feel like we have to play this guy purely and simply because Emil Smith-Rowe has looked knackered in recent games. He looks really tired. He looks like the constant amount of football that he's playing is starting to catch up with him. And I do feel like Odegaard could definitely fill in for Emil Smith-Rowe and possibly offer us something different as well, because I feel like he's probably technically better than Emil Smith-Rowe as well. He can spray some passes. He's a very technically gifted player, and I'd like to see him play. I'd like to see him get 1 or 2 games, give Emil Smith-Rowe a rest, and see what he can offer us. Let's see what he can do in this Arsenal side. On the left, there's no question. Yeah. A lot of people have been saying, do we bring Aubameyang back into it? Not for me. Aubameyang's not been on form this season due to one reason or another. And in recent games, in the last 3 games, in fact, Nicolas Pepe has been excellent. And this is the player that we signed. This is why we paid £72 million for Nicolas Pepe. I've always said he has undoubted ability, but his consistency is what lets him down. He'll often pop up with the odd goal, or it'll be something special that he does, or he has moments in games, but he doesn't have enough of them. And I think he's realised now that if he doesn't play well consistently, he won't be starting in this team. And he was very good against Southampton, got a goal. He was very good against Manchester United. The only thing that let him down was the fact that he didn't score. And he was very good again the other day. He got the goal to take us 1-0 up against Wolves. He hit the crossbar as well. He looked very threatening. And for me, he looks a load better on that left-hand side than what he does on the right-hand side. So maybe that might just well be his position, that we might have just well found Nicolas Pepe's position. And he's been working very, very hard as well. So all day long, Nicolas Pepe has to start. And I want to see him, again, have a very good game tomorrow. And if he does, then he needs to be starting the following week and the week after that and the week after that. Because when you spend £72 million on a player, especially Arsenal, that does not happen at Arsenal. We are a rich club, but we don't spend that sort of money on a player just for him to sit on the bench. So now we need to start getting the best out of him and integrating him into the side and making him one of the first names on the team sheet. But to do that, he also needs to make sure he is performing. And like I say, recent weeks, he's been very good. So he has to play on the left-hand side. There's no question about it. Right-hand side has to be, of course, Bukayo Saka. Again, the kid is exceptional. I don't know how many times I keep repeating this, but he's brilliant. He is brilliant. And I kind of feel a little bit disappointed for him because he had a chance against Wolves 55 seconds in. He hit the post. I feel like he probably should have done better with that and scored. But then it's a difficult chance to take. And we probably wouldn't be looking back on that if we didn't lose the game and if David Luiz and Leno didn't get sent off. He looked hungry in that game as well, you know. What a talent this kid is, you know. He is a very, very talented guy. And in the future, we should be building a team around him. There's no question about it. Just to think that this guy come up from the youth ranks, he made his debut under Unai Emery. And a lot of people at the time was like, yeah, he's all right, but his decision making is not that great. He's only a young lad, da-da-da-da. And that was only 2 seasons ago. And to think that he went from that to what he is now, you know, unbelievable. And for me, if I'm Arsenal manager, he is the first name on the team sheet. He is, simple as. Bukayo Saka, you know, and hopefully he'll put in a good performance tomorrow. I'd like to see him get a goal. But yeah, he's just got to keep doing what he's doing. And then up front, I'm going to go with Alexander Lacazette. Now, again, I think he's done very well recently. He's been in good goal scoring form, although he hasn't scored in the last couple of games. Hit the post and he was very, very unlucky against Manchester United from that free kick. But what I like about this guy is the fact that he holds the ball up. He brings other players into play. He's a nuisance, you know. You don't get that from Aubameyang. Aubameyang is the type of player where you have to thread balls over the top to him and let him run onto things for him to score goals. Aubameyang's no doubt the better goal scorer than Lacazette. But overall striker, like overall game, I feel like Lacazette's probably just got the edge on Aubameyang. You know, I feel like Aubameyang, if he doesn't score, then I kind of question what he actually does in the game. Whereas Lacazette, you know that he's going to bring you that feistiness. He's going to stick his ass into players. He's going to upset people, hold the ball up, bring players into play. He's got that sort of thing to his game. He just needs to start adding the goals again. But yeah, Lacazette for me. And then, of course, my bench would be something along the lines of Aubameyang, Pablo Mari would be on the bench for me as well. You probably have Dani Ceballos, you know, Willian, Martinelli as well. Would be a player that would be on the bench for me. Yeah, that's about it, really. That's my starting lineup. So let me know, guys, in the comments section, what would be your starting lineup? Do you agree with my starting lineup? Or do you feel like there's maybe 1 or 2 changes that need to be made? And then my score prediction. I am going with, and this is, I've got 2 different score predictions because I've got my head that's telling me it's going to be a draw. But my heart, of course, is going to tell me that Arsenal are going to win this game 2-1. I don't know. I feel like it's going to be a tight game. I don't think we're going to see another 3-0 bashing, you know. I think Arteta would have learned from that. I'm hoping that the players are going to bring a bit of feistiness because of what happened against Wolves. And I'm hoping that they're going to, you know, rectify the mistakes that were made in this game. So I'm going to go 2-1 Arsenal. I feel like this is a game that we have to win when you bear in mind that we've got Leeds, Man City, Benfica and all these lot coming up. You know, we've got a tough run of fixtures. And we have to be winning this game. This is the one game where we can say, yeah, we can win this game. But it all depends on a lot of different things. Mikel Arteta's starting lineup, the way the players turn up as well. If they start the first half in the same manner that they started it against Wolves, I feel like we will win the game. If we start slow and lethargic and try and rely on a second half performance after a bollocking at half time, then we will lose this game. It's as simple as that. So it depends on a lot of things. There's a lot of factors in this game, but there's one thing for certain. It's definitely going to be an interesting watch. So guys, let me know in the comments, what is your score prediction for this game? Let's get into a few of your comments before we wrap this up. An hour and 15 minutes we've been going for now. Big up everybody. Trying to find where I am in the comments section. Jesus. Will says, Bissouma, Partey and Grealish. What a midfield that would be. That would be an exceptional midfield. You know, that would be a midfield where you could say that is top 4 minimum. Yeah, that'd be brilliant. Joe says, this is my combined 11 between Arsenal and Aston Villa in a 4-3-3 formation. So he's gone with Martinez, Mings, Holding, Cash, Cedric, Partey, John McGinn, Douglas Luiz, Jack Grealish, Ollie Watkins and Pepe. Fair enough. So that's only 1, 2, 3, 4 Arsenal players. Interesting. I'm scared for City. If I see Xhaka up against Gundogan, I'm turning off the telly and crying in my basement. Yeah, that City game is going to be mad. Will says, that's a tasty team, Joe. Red Lucifer, yeah, man, I'm a Chelsea fan. Joe is a Chelsea fan, of course. Do both your starting 11 and probably Arteta's starting 11. Okay, Arteta's starting 11, I feel, will be very similar to my starting 11, barring probably he will play Smith Rowe over Odegaard. And he may well chuck Aubameyang in there instead of Lacazette and give Lacazette a rest as well. So I kind of feel like Arteta is going to go with a similar sort of lineup to me. Hopefully we don't see players like Willian and fucking El Neni in there, because otherwise we're in big trouble. Tierney over Cash, though. Yeah, I agree with that. Tierney over Cash. I thought you meant in general. Here we go. Christian, how are we doing? Ollie Watkins is going to bully Rob Holding. I hope not. But I know what you're saying. It happened in the first game. So hopefully we can get Rob Holding playing well in the game, because if you don't, we're in trouble. Red Lucifer says, are you doing a watch along for the Arsenal game? Of course. I will be doing a watch along tomorrow. So will you guys. Make sure you come and join in. It'll be an interesting one. Hopefully I won't be ranting. Hopefully I'll be smiling. And it's going to be a very interesting game. So yeah, make sure you come and tune in for that. Leo is in the chat. How are we doing, Leo? He says, yes, Brandon, hope you are well. I am well, my friend. Hope you are good too, my friend. Joe says, Brandon, are you doing a group chat on Twitter? Hope I can be one of your panel. Fair play, Joe. Fair play. I haven't actually sorted any of that out at the moment, but I will have to get round to doing it. and I'll get you guys in the group chat, of course, and we'll sort out panelists and stuff like that. People who want to come on and have their say can come on and have their say. There's no problem with that at all. I'd love to hear from you guys on a bit more of a regular basis. And now that we've got this new setup, there's no reason why I can't start bringing all you guys on and giving you like your say as well and making things better. But I'll get that sorted. And also, guys, I forgot to tell you this at the beginning of the video. I am now, or have been invited onto another channel called Sarcasm City. I don't know if you guys know Sarcasm City. If you don't, make sure you go and check that out. Because on Mondays, every single Monday, they do a podcast called The Gunners Talk. And I have been invited on there as a host. So I will be on there on the regular now, every single Monday, talking Arsenal. So make sure you go over to Sarcasm City and smash a subscribe on it, because of course I will be there. And I'd love for you guys to go over there and check their content out as well. Red Lucifer says he thinks it will be 2-1 to Arsenal. Joe, I've got a feeling that you're trolling, my man. You must be trolling. You must be trolling. 3 Arsenal players in that combined 11. Every single player that I did a stat for, you went for the Aston Villa player. Now you're telling me that you think it's going to be 2-0 Villa tomorrow. Nah, no way. But big up yourself, mate. Big up yourself. Dardanian Warrior says 1-1 or 2-1 to us. Let's hope so. My man. Hope for the win. Come on, you Gunners. Red says, I'll tune in for the watch along for sure. Big up yourself, Red. Come on, you Gooners. 11 Rap says he thinks it'll be 1-0 Villa. Okay. Not confident. That's understandable. Joe says, I can't join tomorrow. Watch along, bro. Need to go buy some stuff because Chinese New Year was coming soon. Fair play, my man. That's not a problem. Of course, just come and join whenever you can. And if not, make sure you watch it on replay. Of course, tomorrow I will be doing the watch along. And then after that, around about 3:30-ish, I'll be doing the match reaction and the player ratings, hopefully with a smile on my face. If not, then you'll be hearing me ranting once again, which will be exciting for you all, I'm sure, anyway. And then, of course, on Monday, make sure you come and catch me on Sarcasm City, doing the Gunners Talk with my fellow host, Cam, and some other guys on there as well. Make sure you do that. That'll be excellent. Dardanian says, to be honest, who can be confident after that Wolves game? Fair play. Big up to all of you. And Red says, or a smoke break. Yeah. Yes, I will be, no doubt, having a smoke break. Maybe more than one smoke break if we're getting absolutely piped. But we'll come to the end of the show, guys. An hour and 24 minutes in. I'm going to have to wrap it up here. But big up to all you guys who have been in the comment section. Big up to everybody who's watched today as well. I hope you enjoyed the new setup. And we will be bringing lots more content, of course. Just before I go, I'm going to do these last 2 comments here. Cheers. All stay safe and take care, everyone. Big up yourself, Red. And Joe says, see you, mate. Need to go now. Bed. Haha. 6 a.m. 6 a.m. You lot are mad. But I love you all. And I appreciate you all tuning in. Come on, you Gunners.